Good morning, everyone. It's Wednesday. Who makes a video on Wednesday? Well, I was gone over the weekend, so I had a lot of stuff I wanted to show. As usual, it's all over the place. No focus, kind of like a gnat. Gnats never focus on a thing, neither do I when I'm in a record store. But start you off this weekend. I was out on a business trip as usual, but I took the weekend off and went to Washington, D.C. to see my oldest son, Paul, and also his girlfriend, Michelle. Well, had a great week, but what was really neat is his girlfriend Michelle had arranged for us to go to the Swedish Embassy because they had a jazz concert on Sunday night. That's pretty neat, huh? Get to go in. You know, I'm a Swede, so that's all. I get to see my people. So, you know, we're out there Sunday. There's a national barbecue thing going on, so we go down. We see that's 90 degrees. You know, nice and hot down there. Lots of barbecue smoke. Then we go out to the Eastern Market and we're looking at things out in the hot sun. And you know, I'd asked earlier, I go, is there like any kind of dress code on this thing? Who knows, right? First time I've ever been to the Swedish Embassy. So, you know, here we are. You know, I'm in khakis and t-shirt, and my kids are in, jean shorts, t-shirts. So we go, as we head up to the Swedish Embassy, there's a line of people. They're dressed in shorts, short dresses, men I have suit jackets on, button-down shirts, and we come up like three ragamuffins. Wow. I was like, well, I guess we kind of stand out in the crowd. But I had advanced planning because, see, I had my Stockholm Hard Rock Cafe shirt, so I had the Swedish flag. So, you know what? There wasn't one other person there wearing a Swedish flag on their body. I was. Really, there's two jazz groups that performed, and the one I want to show you here, I bought their CD, was Sigur Floasan, and I'm probably saying it wrong. Those of you that are of Nordic persuasion that can say that right, hey, go ahead and correct me. This was called Green Moss Black Sand, and this gentleman is from Iceland. His group is, again, from some of the different Scandinavian countries. And so all the music he composed on here deals with some part of Iceland. And it was really melodic jazz. He plays the saxophone. There's saxophone, piano, drums, and upright bass. I can also say, now, how many can say this? I took a whiz with the drummer. Different urinals, but there we were, just me and him together in the bathroom. Pretty neat, huh? Yeah, there, put that on my resume. But really neat group, really great time, had a lot of fun. This was a great CD. They played just tracks off of this, totally enjoyed it. The other thing is I was in West Virginia and I went to my favorite record store down there, Elk City Records. And as I walk in, this is the place where you walk in, the guy goes, "You want a beer?" Well, I walk in, he didn't ask me for a beer because the place was jammed with people. They had a guy, his name is Charlie Parr, and he was performing with two other people there. He was playing steel guitar, there was a guy playing washboard, and another one playing banjo. So walk in, and they're playing a variety of different songs. Really fun concert, bluegrass, folk, good stories on there. Just one of those things, you accidentally walk in and this is going on, so I bought one of his CDs, Charlie Parr. You can find his stuff on Amazon, most of it's streaming. Again, really neat. So those were a couple of my experiences this week. I have a lot of music to show. Again, it's been building up. I just never get through it all. But one quick thing, I've noticed on my videos, I say the word fantastic. About every album, I say it's fantastic. So, to help that is, I brought out my thesaurus, okay? Webster's thesaurus. And we have here we go. There's fantastic, and it gives me a variety of different words that I can use. How about that? Who still has a thesaurus? I do. I hear you can find that kind of crap online. Who cares? I got the hardback version of that thing. So let us begin. I want to start with Wanda Jackson. All right? Look at that. Rockin' Wanda. I recently really gotten into her rockabilly. You know, she did country and she did rockabilly. I love the rockabilly stuff, and she had such a wonderful voice for this thing. This was done in 1960, and it's just great rockabilly songs like "Rock Your Baby," "Fujiyama Mama," "You're the One," "Cool Love," "Honey Bop," just very interesting songs. This album is, hold on. This album is incredible. It is. A lot of fun. Was it cheap? No. In fact, I had to, you used to have to sell your soul to the devil. You can now go to the pawn shop and you can pawn your soul to the devil. That way you can at least get it back. So I pawned my soul, but I was able to get this absolutely incredible condition. Came in 1960. This is an original pressing, and it is in beautiful shape. So it was a good deal to me. That same record store, these were in DC. I got Cocteau Twins. All right, I have this on CD, but there it was in vinyl. This is actually a Japanese pressing of it, and it even came with a record. How about that? Nice little fold out here and there. This was from 1984. It's probably, and for those of you that can read Japanese, there you go. This was undoubtedly their most famous album. It had on there, when you listen to, Cocteau Twins, it has Lorelei. And really that's one of their main hits. What's interesting, if you don't know anything about the Cocteau Twins, is during the 80s they made a whole different kind of rock. It was almost ambient to some extent, but the vocalist, she would just put random words, forget lyrics. It wasn't about the lyrics. Her voice became an instrument, so she'd just take street names and just put them all together. El Maple Dutch, just throw this stuff together. But the way she did it and her high voice made it sound, became an instrument. So if you wanted to listen to lyrics and get that, you weren't going to get this off of her. She used her stuff almost like a scat, but in a totally different way. Cocteau Twins, very neat. Is one of those I learned about them off a compilation and have totally enjoyed them since. Here is something that when I was looking through Amazon, I happened to find the Budos Band. I hope I'm saying that right. These guys are out of New York City, and this was made in 2010. All right, so what's interesting here is it's a kind of an Afro-funk, soul, doom, psychedelic band, heavy metal. It's instrumental. And when you read them, I go, holy, what kind of band is this thing? And when I put this on Facebook in the vinyl community, there was a lot of people that loved this group, and it's a very interesting album. It's pretty cheap off of Amazon, and it is so funk, but it has a real dark side to it. So really neat album. And I found the album to be, hold on, let's see, what? Unbelievable. It was absolutely unbelievable. It says absurd next. Really fantastic and absurd. I guess that makes sense. Okay. I picked this up just recently. David Bowie, Young Americans. I have a lot of David Bowie 70s stuff, but I did not have Young Americans. This was 1975. This took David Bowie out of the Ziggy Stardust phase and brought him into what we call the Thin White Duke. He went into his Philly Soul phase. So Young Americans, and it has a song on there. We were the Young Americans. Yep, that's it. Nice album. Favorite? No, but it's a very good David Bowie album. Pick this up, Mitch Ryder and the Detroit Wheels. For those of you that have Michigan connections, Mitch Ryder was huge there, but he went all over the Midwest, probably over the states, touring. Really good, just rock and roll music. This is really a lot of covers, but does have Devil with the Blue Dress on, Shaking with Linda's on here, In the Midnight Hour, Walking the Dog. So he does a lot of the different colors and does it only the way that Mitch Ryder can. Quick, fast-paced rock and roll. So, truly do enjoy Mitch Ryder and Detroit Wheels. Also, just recently found this. It's a Cactus Live album. Nice little gatefold there. I can never tell if you can see that or not. Cactus was one of these groups I got into accidentally, and I did enjoy them. 70s, I believe this is early 70s. This one came out. Good band, kind of jam band, you could say, to some extent. Just real nice music. I enjoy Cactus. Do I listen to them all the time? No, I don't. But if I see their stuff, I'm willing to pick it up if I don't have to pay too much. All right, I found this one. This is Jethro Tull's War Child. I own this already. I own it in CD. I own it in vinyl. But this one had the original poster. So I didn't have the original poster, so I bought it. And then again, I look at the original poster. Well, it's not like a giant poster, but it is a poster. And I'm a huge Jethro Tull fan, so what the hey, there it is. I got a poster from War Child. So I'm happy about that. Didn't have to pay a lot for the album. Not my #1 Jethro Tull album, but it has a poster. Also just picked up Cat Stevens' Greatest Hits. Yes, I have this. One of my first videos, I talked about my first albums I got. This was one of them. But this had a poster. So I thought, hey, I'm going to buy this. So I got a poster. And, all right, it's a poster. Cat Stevens on there. I didn't know this even had a poster. And what's nice is I have, it's like the lyrics, it's like a calendar, okay? So the lyrics of the song are underneath each month, which was kind of interesting. So unaware that ever had a poster, now I know. So I bought that. And then I was in shopping and found, here we have Prince, and this is Controversy, okay? I like the early Prince stuff a lot, and I did not own Controversy, so I got this. That's a He-Man Woman's Hater Club coffee mug there. Yes, sirree. My wife's not allowed to drink out of it. But this one had a poster, so I bought it. I seem to be on a poster kick. So I bring that one home, and I open up the poster, and okay. There we go. There's Prince, and it's a Speedo poster. Prince in the shower. Well, how about that? Hey, even has a little cross there. We have the symbolism. That's a big-ass poster there of a very young Prince and doing Controversy. So it's Prince, so I liked it. Found this. This is from the early 80s. This is the Bodine's first album on here. Probably their most famous. It had the hit song She's a Runaway. The name of the album, and you would think you'd have this stuff memorized, is Love and Hope and Sex and Dreams. Love and Hope and Sex and Dreams. They got that from the Rolling Stones. Shattered. Love and Hope and Sex and Dreams. Still surviving. However it went. But those were the lyrics from from the song Shattered. And so they took those and they made their, named their title after it. So I thought that was fairly interesting. Great Bodine's album. Of all the Bodines, I have a few of their different things on CD, a couple in vinyl, but I did not own this one. And really, I thought this to be a, hold on here, deceptive? No. Misleading? No. Imaginary album of, no, that doesn't work either. Man. There's a lot of weird, man, I tell you, the word fantastic just goes all over the place. I found it to be an album that was, what the word's, fanciful. There we go. There's a fanciful album. Uh, Enjoyed it. Glad I have it. This was an interesting one here. A guy named David Grissman. Okay, and look at that. I bought it because I like the cover art. It's kind of a bluegrass folk album, but isn't that just beautiful cover? I mean, that is just super neat artwork. This one was done 1981. So David Grissman, he was born 1945. He was part of the scene in San Francisco during the 60s, got into psychedelic. He played mandolin. He got in with Jerry Garcia of the Grateful Dead, and Jerry Garcia had his own bluegrass outfit, and David was part of that. And so he began playing, and then he wound up going out on his own. Fun album. Again, one that I enjoyed. Really nice music on there. A little different. Not your traditional, we'd say, bluegrass folk. But it was really great music. But the number one thing is, that is just an awesome cover. So yes, you have to buy things for the cover. Okay, so let's switch gears. That was a little bluegrass. I found this blues album, Howlin' Wolf, Red Rooster. This is an Italian pressing of it. Hey, look, he looks like this, and you turn him over, he looks like that. This, that. Kind of the same thing there. It has his hits on here. Killing Floor, Red Rooster. They're on there. Highway 49, which is kind of neat. It's one of the highways to bring you up to Chicago on there, commit a crime. So, great album. I love Howlin' Wolf. It's kind of, he got his name Howlin' Wolf when he was a kid out in Mississippi. They had still wolves out there, and they would howl, and he was scared of the wolves. They're howling, really, put a little fear into him. So his parents nicknamed him Howlin' Wolf, and there you go, and it stuck with him, and he's kept that name. So a little fun fact for you there. Also, kind of the blues vein, Boogie with Canned Heat. I've been getting into Canned Heat a whole lot more. This was from 1968. They went to Woodstock. Obviously, they became, did very well in Woodstock. They were well received. They had the song, Going to the Country, which is on this album. And on the Road Again, I guess, is the one I'm trying to think is on this album. On the Road Again. As I mentioned before on them, they just never, the critics kind of panned them and everything, but these guys truly believed in what they did and believed in the blues. And I really, this was another album that I thought sounded very, very good, and they did a great job with the music on it. Why not switch over to a little jazz, you say? All right, let's do some jazz. I don't know if you can hear the background music. You may not, but I am taking it from Green Moss Black Sand. Real pretty stuff. Okay, Cannonball Adderley Quintet here, and this is 74 Miles Away, Walk Tall. Cannonball Adderley, for those, again, if you're not really deeply into jazz, Cannonball Adderley's is always a nice one. If you're in there trying to say, do I want to buy jazz? What do I want to do? Buy Cannonball Adderley. He's pretty safe. Really nice music. He was part of the Miles Davis group back in the late 50s, early 60s, and did some beautiful stuff. That album's from 1967. Also from 1967, we have Bravo Brubeck. And this is a live concert of his in Mexico. What makes the album interesting is he only has one original composition on here. The rest of it he's taken, and most of them are songs from Mexico or of Latin descent. And he had a couple players from Mexico on this album also, so he brought in a little extra flair. This is one of the better albums of his later period. Get really accessible, nice listen to there, not schmaltzy or anything. Then there was Miles Davis, 1958. Again, one of these things I got off Amazon, pretty good price. It's really early in the morning, I'm sorry for that. And so what this did, Japan, there was a Japanese they made an album that took Miles Davis stuff from 1958, just the stuff he recorded in 58, put it together. Most of that music's been put onto different albums, so this went through what they'd done in Japan and did it again in 180 vinyl and put this music from 1958 together into one album. And on this group was Miles Davis, John Coltrane, Cannonball Adderley, Bill Evans, Paul Chambers, and Jimmy Cobb. Also, that was one group. The other group was Miles Davis, Coltrane, Red Garland, Paul Chambers, Philly Joe Jones. So, I did not quite say fantastic. An incredible group of people made the songs, and can't go wrong. I've told you a million times, he's king. All right, found this weather report, and this one is Mysterious Traveler. You know, I can't say I'm a huge weather report fan. I find some of their stuff it's not as accessible, but I do buy it because it's interesting, and the players, you know, that play on it, you know, for instance, it says Frank Shorter. I like that. Joe Zinwall, probably said his name wrong. This is a very good, when you're looking at fusion, jazz fusion, this was from 1974. Good example of jazz fusion. And a very interesting album. It's easy to listen to. It's easy to digest. You don't have to go, whoa, what is that? You know, sometimes some of that jazz fusion could get that way. This one was easy to enjoy. So, nice album. How about country? Yeah, why not? Trio. There we got Dolly Parton, Linda Ronstadt, and Emmylou Harris. I'm a huge Emmylou Harris fan, and I like Linda Ronstadt, and Dolly's okay. These three ladies had, I think this came out in 87, let me look, or was it 89? No, oh well, can't see, it doesn't matter. These three ladies were friends in the 70s, and they'd always talked about trying to put an album together. Well, they were on different labels, different management, and they could never get it done. Finally, back in the late 80s, they once again got together and said, let's just do it. And so they did. Now, this had the hit To Know Him Is to Love Him, which was a remake, but they did it in a beautiful way. All three gals know how to harmonize, and they do a terrific job on that. And I really had wanted this thing, and I hadn't seen it on vinyl. Then I walked into my local store here, Radio Wasteland, and there it was. So I was pretty happy to get it. Trio. Nice country album. Had this one here, just picked up, Steel Pulse, True Democracy. Decided, again, I'm trying to expand more into the reggae. It just comes from, you know, working out in the Caribbean. Really great reggae album. The songs on here were very nice. It was easy to listen to. Enjoyed it. Good stuff on there. So Steel Pulse, it's my first thing from Steel Pulse. For those of you that know more about them, hey, share me some stuff. Let me know what I'm missing from them or what I should be getting, or if there's something else in reggae I should be dropping in. I mean, I got all the Bob Marley things, some Ziggy Marley, and I have some other stuff of reggae, but I truly do enjoy that music. All right, I think that's it. I actually have this huge pile of CDs I've been buying, but I haven't shown them. And there's some really neat things I've picked up on CD. Just some, you know, that's kind of where I'll start to look into experimenting. World music, Cajun music, there's Mexican music. It's all over the place. We'll have to do that sometime. But I did pretty good here. I didn't really use the full word fantastic the whole time, thanks to my thesaurus. So God bless the thesaurus. That helped that. I appreciate everyone who's looking at the channel, tuning in, who goes for 24 minutes. God bless you. You guys are really troopers there. But hopefully I showed you some interesting things, got you interested in maybe a few things that you haven't heard. And if you haven't subbed, please feel free to sub this thing. I promise you, we'll always try to keep it somewhat entertaining. Have yourself a wonderful Wednesday. I'm going to go take a nap so I can wake up my wife. Have a great day, everyone.